there we go, recording now. So what I'm going to do here is get the game going in just a sec. There we go. You guys don't even notice the difference, do you? Yep, there we go. There's the image, and there's my actual desktop. Which one looks better? I know which one I'm thinking looks better. Oh dear. When are we getting Koenigs Tigers from Germany? Shortly. Indeed, the man of many names. Almost like you have a coat with many colours as well, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to give people a few more minutes here, just getting to the actual stream, just so then people can obviously watch this as it is live. Okay, so what do we expect to happen here? Well, Rabal has fallen as of last turn, which is good, that gives me a few options. We did see a force of ships, I did see about two, well we saw about two, we don't know what they might have been, did we? But we have since set up naval attack planes over that area. I'm hoping that they will actually be able to intercept that enemy force. But we do have the battleship Mutsu and her accompanying heavy cruiser, and I do believe 3 destroyers. We are to send out 4 destroyers from the truck area. From that flotilla heading back there, the landing forces. Obviously they're sending 4 destroyers down, 2 of them are fully armed, 2 of them aren't, so maybe about 50% there. So we're looking at about 50% ammunition, but obviously we are full on torpedoes there with the actual destroyers heading south, which is all well and good. So we can expect to potentially see some sort of combat in that area. Yeah, I'd love to have some of those actually. Those SDKFCs, they are really awesome. We're going to see a further bombardment in China at Changsha, more movement in China in general. We'll see potentially the 4th Division finally ready to be fully loaded onto the transports there to make their way over to Mindanao. And we'll be able to pick up our naval guard from the island of Leyte, I do believe it is actually, and have them potentially move to Mindanao, or potentially go ahead and take the rest of Leyte. How you doing, therefore? Good to have you. Speaking of others, the Kidwatai will be nearing the coast of Australia in this turn. Ideally, we'll be able to take out some ships in that area, and just in general shake him up a little bit there. So when I am a man of many names, most are in principle. I like it. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual name of the turn here. Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. We need some German Kettengrats. Oh, we actually have a name here. THG has finally named it the Sinews of War. So that's intriguing. I tell you guys, I do worry when he names saves. It's either really bad or really good, but it's probably really bad. How you doing there, Torigrimmer? Good to have you as always. Thank you very much for editing your Patreon, by the way. That is really appreciated. Those donations do go a hell of a long way. How you doing there, Fetters? Good to have you. Okay. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because that would be rather... yeah, that'd be rather scary. Tempted to buy a print so we can get a Shinano. And if you buy a print, then maybe we'll be able to get a Shinano. I don't know if it'll be in, like, Warner Pacific, but I might be able to buy a model of a Shinano. Oh, God, okay. Right, we're feeling the nerves now. But of course, if you guys are still interested in prints, just PM me. I've got quite a few, actually, to, well, if people are interested. Okay, so we do occupy that base there just south of Leyte. That's quite nice. Right, okay. Naval reaction phase. We did just see that force there, just around about the same position as of last turn. Ideally, our forces, obviously the Mutsu, would be able to make it to the port. Obviously, our transport ships carrying that supply. We do see the United States submarine Trout, I believe. Well, at least the Allied submarine SS Trout over here. Now, Yugumo and Asagiri did intercept her, but it seems that they're unable to find her. Now, Moonlight is only at 10% at the moment here, so... I can't remember if it's decreasing or increasing, actually. Yep, I'm recording the turn for YouTube as well. I actually remembered to do it this time. Sometimes I forget. Okay. Ooh, we can see he's going through the Bismarck Sea. Right, okay. Ooh, ouch. So the Trout has landed a hit over here, then. Now, we do have additional destroyers headed towards this area. We do have H6K4s that are going to be operating from Bihoro as of this turn as well. So, she does take a torpedo hit there. Now, does she go down? She hasn't gone down. She may yet survive. She's very close to Hokkaido, so we can probably have her make port in Hokkaido. We'll take a look at her. Right, Montevideo Maru, but she's over there at Ponape. Trout once again, ideally we can get some vengeance over here. Right, Asagiri is deploying her depth charges. It seems they're above the actual required depth at the moment. And the patrol boats are only like converted ships really, they're not exactly like sub-chasers. I'm going to be looking towards sending superior ships to this area. But the destroyers will do a good job. We'll just have to keep them really on top of it for the time being. But we can't stop the convoys. They have to continue. But as far as it goes, one patrol boat there taking a torpedo isn't the end of the world. She seems like she's not too particularly heavily damaged. She should be able to make it into a port either to Wakanai or Sapporo. Or we could even have her shifted down to Ominato, or potentially one of the other many ports that we have in this area. So we should be able to have her saved, and the convoys are unhurt at the moment, which is good. And hello there, Pino. It's good to have you as always. Okay. And we did see his ships travelling through towards the, well, travelling through the Bismarck Sea. I suppose what you call to the west of New Britain. Which is interesting. The thing is, the Kidabutai is going to be heading up towards that direction. But we do have plenty of forces of our own in that area. But it'd be interesting to see what's going on, actually. Now, potential good news is what we should be able to do then is potentially if we do... Hello, that is a Corvette. You're right, okay, so that's a Corvette we do miss there. Is this... Yeah, okay. Let's hopefully not have anything too bad here. Right near misses our relevant submarine at the moment. I do believe we are in deep waters here, but we'll have to hope the best. Ooh, okay, that does hurt there. Okay, so submarine I-121 has to go back. Ooh, she's taking a lot of damage. She might potentially go down here. But we've seen our submarine suffer worse, so ideally she doesn't go down. She's probably gonna go down. Yeah, she's probably gonna go down. Yeah, she's dead. And with that, we do lose the submarine I-121 over there. So yeah, that is lost to the Corvette Nigella Nasta. That does hurt. I do wonder if she was in the shallow waters over here. We'll have to double check that. So does THG, goddamn, that was hard to say. No, we view the turn first. Yeah, I-121 goes down there. Yeah, indeed, F. But it'll be okay. Right, 2 allied ships there by Woodlark Island. Interesting. Now, we do have warships in that area. We do have the Chitose as well, I do believe. Right, we are seeing quite a lot of activity there. Right, our E14Y1 Glens have spotted quite a few ships there at Johnston, which is interesting. I think we've lost submarines. Yeah, we have lost submarines before. It's been a while, though. Okay, so we do see his own air forces getting involved now at Changsha. That's interesting. Okay, a few casualties there. What altitude is he flying? So he's flying about 5,000 feet here. Okay. So what we're going to be able to do then is look towards actually having escorts of our own over this area. I do have Ka-43s within the immediate area. They're currently covering the bombing of Wenchao. But I would be able to move some other squadron, but at the end of the day, these are light losses, and not even potentially even true losses. True, they do hurt us, but these losses can be recovered ultimately. And 39 men of what, 80,000 is not exactly gonna slow us down anytime soon. I could look towards actually transferring some AA over there. Yep, as you can see, we do have the 24 Ki-21 Sallies. Once these Sallies, and we do have the 20 Ki-43 Oscars over here. We'll look towards pretty good another squadron in, perhaps. The actual role, see, notice that there, we hit the supply dump. This is how we tackle Wenchao. We hit the supply dumps. We destroy the airfield, and then we start hitting these actual units. At least that actually allows us to target his supply directly. So we're doing pretty good so far. That's what I like to see. There we go. So we got 4 hits on his supply base there. 16 hits on the runway, 2 hits on the airbase. But this is what matters, the actual airbase supply hit. I'd love to know how much it is going to cause damage. Yep, here we go. We've got our first raid over here at Sinkwang. Now being escorted by 27 A6M20s, 15 Ki-21-2A Sally's going in here. Yep, we are seeing allied aircraft being destroyed on the runway. I'm hoping that this will surprise them, actually. No, we're not hitting the industry, we're only hitting the actual airfield itself, much like now. This is what we like to see. Okay, so that's the first raid. And we can see here one PBY 4 Catalina damage, one 139 WH3 destroyed on the ground, another 6 damage. We should have a couple few, more bombers coming in over here actually. We are going in at about 8,000 feet, I do believe, and it's a good sign to see that our aircraft aren't taking much in the way of damage, if anything, at the moment. There we go, more aircraft being hit and damaged. This will help us out in the area. Now it might be that we potentially see him attack our base in Miri, but we do have 45 zeros as well, so we do have a lot of air power. There we go, so we can see a DO-24K damaged, a H-81. This is it's a bomber, isn't it? 5 of those damaged, supposedly. One more 139 WH3 damaged, another Seagull damaged there. I believe we should have some more. Oh, so we were going in at 7,000 feet, weren't we? What's up there, Major? How you doing there, my friend? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, continue to hit the supply dumps, which is good, so we'll speed this one up over here. Okay. So we do suffer damage to 3 of our aircraft over here, but we do land another 2 hits on the supply base here. H-81s are the Chinese P-40Bs. Well, that's fantastic. I was thinking about that, but I thought, surely they can't be. But that's interesting. We weren't previously aware, then, of the fact that he had fighters there at Sinkwang. So that is actually really quite interesting. So he's been caught napping there. That is interesting. We might potentially have more bombers over that base in this turn as well, actually. We'll have to see. So we saw that the ships that we previously detected had gone through the Bismarck Sea and past New Britain. At least I believe past New Britain. We are seeing a lot of submarines by truck here. We'll have to punish him for that. Right, H6K4's suggesting sightings of Allied ships. We did see plenty of Allied ships, actually sighted at Johnson, so we'll have to take a look at that. Yeah, this is it exactly there, Banzai. Sorry, G-Killer, we do gain that experience as well, which is very good. But we do see the fact he's using his own air power in China as well, which is interesting. But this is good news. We have caused him some losses there at Sinkwang. Ideally, we've damaged quite a few of his aircraft. It'll be interesting to see what will happen as well. Will he move fighters to that area? I can imagine what we're more than likely going to see then is B-17s raiding the base of Miri. But we actually do have a decent amount of AA, and obviously we do have these zeros. Now, I may transfer out the actual bombers. I may do that. I think it's one of these things of, we've hit him once and we've caught him napping once, so potentially, is it worthwhile doing it again when he's going to be fully expecting it? Probably not. What we wanted to do there was actually hit the aircraft. So, we will want that airbase in the future as well, so I don't think I'll repeat that attack. We'll take a look at the turn as it comes, but, in reality, quite a quiet turn so far then. Yep, here's our bombardment attack. Okay. Need to keep a very close eye on these numbers. I'm hoping that we will be continually bleeding their supply here as well. Oh, you're right there. Yeah, I had Streamlabs crashed the other day and it looks like it's reset all the options, so I'll have to get that chat set back up in just a moment, actually. So once this finishes recording, I get the chat set back up. I mean, people will be able to look at the stream when I upload it anyway, so they'll be able to... Oh no, they won't be able to see the comments. I mean, if they watch it here, they'll be able to see the comments more than likely. He'll definitely have his fighters up after that raid, yeah, more than likely. What I'll do then now is actually, before we do finish return here, so do forgive me here, guys. I'm just going to put on the options. Yeah, I had the bloody Streamlabs crash on me the other day, and it reset everything, so that's irritating. Right. God, I'm going to have to set everything up again. That's irritating. Right, chat box, okay. Right, 2 seconds here, guys. Just gonna have to get things sorted out. Probably not gonna be too great at the moment. Well, yeah, ideally be okay. Ideally be okay. Right, okay. Do you guys want to just chat? Yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah, it's a desktop. Right then, let's get back into the game. Okay, there we go. At least the chat's on. I'll edit it if it needs editing afterwards. But we'll finish the actual recording here. But yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. Sometimes I forget about that. But we can see here 16 allied casualties, which is good. We obviously do sustain some casualties ourselves, but obviously this is a sign. We also just need to continue this. He's got 19,000 men here, supposedly. Only 72 guns, but they seem to be bloody effective guns. Okay, here comes the bombardment of Changsha. Okay. So we do see quite a lot of power there in the city. I do wonder if he's actually reinforced the city. I can't remember what we were looking at as of last turn. But it's going to be interesting. I'm going to continue the bombardment until we have our reserves arrive within the week, I do imagine. I'm hoping to draw more Chinese into the city, into the Battle of Changsha. The reason being, well, if we are able to actually cross the river around about where Kuei-Lin is, or a little bit further to the south, or really elsewhere, even potentially closer to Changsha, then we'll be able to actually cut his forces off and ideally trap them, basically pin them against the river. Because the thing is, like, if they attempt to retreat across the river, it's going to take them longer. That, and if they're not in the correct operations mode, they're going to get absolutely slammed. Okay, let's go ahead and speed up the results here. Okay. So, we suffer 6 casualties and we inflict 20 casualties. Obviously, we aren't using our entire force here. But this is fine. This is forcing him to use supply. It's filling him out and basically beginning to soften him up here. So you can see only 145 guns fired here. Obviously, this being our artillery, which ideally should outrange most of his guns here. So notice the fact that he has used 540 guns. We've only used 1,680 troops here, which is basically the artillery, I do believe. Indeed, that would only be the artillery regiments at the moment. So this is good news. This is actually quite good news. So obviously we only suffered very light casualties. Yep, he has a few hundred guns there, which is fine. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah. But as you can see here, he has 110,000 troops. So this is good information here. This is all about filling him out, really. There we go. Yeah, guns can be anything from, like, mortars to, like, actual artillery pieces. So it's one of these. Okay, Noble has reached its first level of fortifications, which is good. I'm going to look at, obviously, fortifying a new talk. I really don't want him to actually take that island. I consider building an airfield up there. I consider building a port, but I don't think it's worthwhile. That really is down to the reason that if he actually does take the island, I don't want to make it any easier for him. Okay, so overall good turn. Overall good turn. We've hit his aircraft. We had one of our own patrol boats torpedoed. Not really much else besides that, really, as far as it goes. It's been quite a quiet turn. Quite a quiet one. Which works for me. Looking forward to when I can actually get the forces into those areas there. Okay, yep, obviously we're moving our Hastings K4s. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform now. But there we go, so thank you very much. This has been the replay of the turn. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm just going to quickly tab out here, turn the recording off.